Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're doing another One Piece reaction review. This time chapter 1116. So last chapter, obviously, continuing on with Vegapunk's announcement, talking about how the whole thing about the world sinking, how that happened before, hundreds of years ago with the whole Void Century and everything, and how it was actually, man-made. It wasn't just some natural disaster. And so just talking about how, there's no way it could have happened over the course of those 100 years in the Void Century, where supposedly that's when the water level rose. And it's talked about it was caused by the weapons and all that. Just some crazy reveals, just really diving deep into the kind of stuff we've been waiting for. We ended with like a shot of Eam, which is really interesting to me, and I wonder if we're maybe gonna get into more stuff with Eam. I don't know if we're actually gonna see Eam actually do stuff, or that was just put in just to kind of foreshadow that maybe Vegapunk might talk about that next. I don't know if he's actually gonna reveal stuff about Eam, or if he's just gonna tell the world about Eam. Either way, it would be insane, and so I'd be like, I'd be fine if we don't get a whole lot of information about Eam. If he tells the world about them, then that would be insane enough that I'd be fine. Anyways, let's get into the actual chapter, starting off with the cover page, actually. Continuing on with Yamato's cover story. It looks like she's visiting Otsuru. Otsuru is giving her medicine and dumplings. So yeah, just continuing on her little journey, just visiting people, Not anything crazy. Not yet, I guess. Anyways, all right. So we're seeing people again watching the announcement. They're yelling, "The weapons that sink the world into the sea are still lurking around somewhere." Another shot of Eam here. The war from 800 years ago is still ongoing. How could any of them still be alive? And then, see this is interesting. We have a shot of Eam looking at a painting. My first instinct is that looks like Vivi, but I don't. It's not gonna be Vivi. This feeds into my whole thing where I think Eam. I don't know if this was disproven actually before, but just a part of me is like, is Eam Lily or Lily? Which I think in the Japanese they might pronounce it Lily, but I'm gonna say Lily just because that makes more sense to me. But they're looking at a massive picture of them. I would say that this feeds into the whole thing that Eam is Lily, or actually no, it's definitely not. Eam is definitely not Lily, actually, from what we've heard. I'm pretty sure. Man, I feel like an idiot reading One Piece sometimes because I don't remember all the stuff I need to. No, the whole okay, but there's like some connection, and this has been something that we've still been wondering about for forever. What is this connection with Eam and Lily? I don't know. Maybe there is a chance that Eam is actually Lily, and I'm just trying to cover all my bases so that no matter what happens, I still come out on top. Okay, I don't want to discount anything. The war from 800 years ago still going on. How could any of them still be alive? How can this war still be ongoing if no one knows about it? Explain, Vegapunk. He says, sadly. Okay, we're actually getting a shot of Iram right here. He's looking at a picture of Vivi, obviously, because she's missing. No one knows what's going on. We obviously know she's with Morgans in the World Economic Journal, but to everyone else, Cobra died and Vivi's now missing. So their kingdom's in a pretty chaotic state. And we're actually seeing another shot where they're holding the funeral for Cobra here. But let me see what Vegapunk is saying. He says, sadly, I owe all of you my deepest apologies, but I need you to understand why. I wanted to create the energy that would power the industry of the world to come. And though it is still incomplete, I have at last reached a practical stage of my life's work. The mother flame, a fire that never goes out, is an energy source that will one day in the future enrich the lives of people all around the world. Unfortunately, one little piece of that flame has been stolen. The fault of this lies entirely with me. Yes, and this has to do with the whole this is him explaining the mother flame and the energy source. This is kind of stuff we kind of already knew, but he is talking about how it was stolen, which I think is interesting because it must have been the world government that stole it, and I would have thought that he just let him use it. But I guess that also does make sense that Vegapunk wouldn't just let him go along with whatever. Cypher Pool's in the center of the island. The flames are too intense. We can't get in there. There's some major shaking going on up here. What's happened, Edison? That's Stussy talking, of course. Edison saying, I'm kind of stunned too. This is crazy. The basement lab of the Labosphere and Cypher Pool agents fell down here. And now I can't send more island clouds up to the Straw Hats. Fell down? What do you mean fell down? One of those crazy 5 elders is heading your way. Please, Stussy, you gotta run. May I free Kaku, Edison? They might be punished for their actions. I won't let him go after the Straw Hats, and I know the first thing he'll do. I know the first thing he'll do if he's released. Let's see. Edison just says, I get it, Stussy. I'm sorry for putting you through this. He was a friend, wasn't he? I'm sorry for making you betray that friendship. Interesting. So she actually was attached to the people in Cypher Pool, or at least Kaku, which makes sense. Kaku seems like the most chill out of them. He doesn't seem... I mean, Lucci, like, they literally talk about how he's dark justice, and he says that himself. Like, he's evil, and he knows he's evil. Kaku's just kind of... He's just doing his job, man. But he still went ahead and saved us. I know you wish you could have been true to both. That kind of inner conflict is a calling card of humanity, Stussy. Follow your heart and do whatever it takes to survive. She says, I will. Vegapunk here, of course, he's saying, around 2 weeks after the theft of the flame, the sky over Lelouchia shone with a powerful light, and the kingdom vanished without a trace, according to reports. Okay, this is actually interesting. I didn't realize this message was like so recent. But yeah, he's talking about Lelouchia. According to reports. After that was when I observed the first signs of worldwide earthquakes. As a scientist, and with utmost pride in its development, I can tell you this: nothing but the mother flame could have created so much energy. Yeah, that's just kind of... He's just compiling the information in a more easy to understand way, just connecting the dots that we kind of knew about. I'm looking at these images. There's this first one up here. I think these are the people from Lelouchia. I may be mistaken. Yeah, because they're on Kamabaka Queendom. So yeah, those are the people from Lelouchia. There's this guy, this naval officer, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the guy from Ace's cover story when he brings the girls. Yeah, when Ace brings the Navy base milk, and I think that's the guy who is the leader of the Navy base. I might be mistaken, but yeah, and there's the farm girl or whatever here. So yeah, I think that's what that is. Oda's just kind of having fun throwing in these characters, and I'm having fun with it too. So I think it's cool. And then we see, what's his name? Elisabello, King Elisabello with the King's Punch. That's the way I always remember him for. He's saying Lelouchia is gone. We'll go, not to my knowledge, Majesty. We'll go and find out. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. Of course they don't know. The government's trying to cover this up. But yeah, that's pretty insane for this king. I don't know, maybe he was close to Lelouchia, just realized, an entire kingdom's just gone. It's pretty insane. Here we have Vegapunk again. Now he's bowing on the ground with full force. He says, I know nothing about who might have carried this out, but the results speak for themselves. My actions have led directly or indirectly to the loss of many human lives, a fact that weighs most deeply upon my soul. I am so sorry. I have inadvertently proven that the man-made disaster that once sunk the world is possible again. We have some people here. These, I think it looks like, I bet you these are the people from Baltigo, where Vegapunk was from, and they say, "No, Vegapunk, it's not your fault." Yeah, I don't think everyone's gonna feel the same way. We have Wano here with Momo and Kinemon. What does that mean? Pluton is hush, Lord Momonosuke. Yeah, they're trying to. This is just insane stuff. The fact that they have one of the ancient weapons there is like like hearing all this stuff has got to be really stressful. They don't know what to do. And then there's just a little flash at Crocodile, of course, because he wanted to get the Pluton. In the past, there were 3 ancient weapons, and Joy Boy attempted to preserve them for the future. Why would he do that for such? Why would he do that for such dangerous things? Have we not sunk far enough? Who is the true evil here, and who fights the good fight? The day will come when all of the answers are laid bare. Here we have Sengoku, who looks like he's just stress eating a crap ton of rice crackers. And what's her name? Tsuru. You're going. Why can't I read that? You're going to choke yourself. You're going to choke yourself. You feel. Yeah, he's just chomping down. He just has a massive plate filled with rice crackers. Vegapunk continues saying, "And I warn you, that moment will happen when we reach the very precipice of the world's drowning. The Void Century is still ripe with mystery. However, there are some who have learned the truth." He's just going all in. It sounds like this is going to be him wrapping up his message. Okay, and then we have the Navy base, and of course, Akainu is just furious. "You're really going to tell them everything, Vegapunk? The king of the pirates' crew." Wait, okay. I'm going back. No. There's some who have learned the truth. The king of the pirates' crew. Okay. He was just answering his question. I was getting confused for a sec. Yeah, and Navy officers are freaking out. We get a flash at Crocus, of course, because he was involved in all that stuff. And of course, we get to see Laboon again. "Pirates, why? Why are the secrets of the world in the hands of pirates? We're all in terrible danger." Those are some of the people from the Long Arm tribe right there. Here we have York. I was forgetting her name for a second. "Hey, wait. That doesn't make sense, Stella. How'd you know that I stole the Mother Flame from you? I stopped synchronizing. You couldn't have known. And I know you're terrible at lying and acting." Okay, so that makes sense. York was the one who took the Mother Flame. It's interesting because I kind of felt like the world government maybe had that weapon and power for like a while, and that was maybe something that they just did very rarely, and only in very extreme cases would they use that. But no, this is something that's like new. So that was probably Lucia. Maybe was the first time they used it. I mean, it seems like it would have had to have been if Vegapunk's talking about that was when the earthquake started. So it's kind of crazy that was the first time they used it. Work. Was this all your doing? This is a flashback to the conversation earlier. She says, "You received the information about Lelouch and then observed the data? What does that mean? When? The timeline doesn't add up. Did you know about the government's response? But if that's the case, I've been wrong all along. He wouldn't do anything as tepid as just hiding the transmission transponders now." 5 elders. Okay, so now she's calling them up right here. "I know where the transponder snail is." "You're certain?" "Absolutely. I'm Vegapunk too, you know. The transmission transponder snail is under the protection of the Iron Giant in the Fabrio phase. Nothing's working on it." Yeah, this giant robot's just marching. A giant robot is just marching forward. I honestly forgot about it for a second. There is so much going on. Vegapunk, he's finished. I don't know if he's actually finishing it. I'm realizing we're at the end of the chapter. But he says, when they learned all of the true history, why did they drift apart without telling anyone? Why didn't they act on it? Oh, and we're going to Sabaody with Rayleigh. Hey, Ray, you've had too much to drink. It's not like you to be this wiped out. Ooh, I'm just an old man, and you're telling them too much, Vegapunk. Don't be a fool. Us old folks should keep our secrets. Don't rob the youngins of all the fun, right, Roger? And then that's where the chapter is. Just good to see Rayleigh again. Oh, it is insane that Vegapunk really is just coming out here and just giving an absolute lore dump to the entire world. It's insane because this is stuff that, so much stuff that I'm so happy to learn about, and I'm like, this is so much information he's giving us. But imagine being just a citizen in the One Piece world, because we as people who've read this story, we've already gotten so much information, but the average citizen in the One Piece world knows like nothing, and this has to be completely bonkers to them. It's insane. Okay, I'm going back through the chapter. This chapter felt a bit shorter than usual. I don't know if I was just reading through it fast. It was a lot of just Vegapunk talking, and so I was just reading Vegapunk talking and then saying, "Oh, and this panel shows these people listening to it," and I'm totally okay with that. It doesn't make the chapter any less good. I'm just counting the pages real quick to see if it was a shorter chapter. I know Oda does do that sometimes. I don't know if that's common in a lot of other series, but yeah, it looks like there's only 14 pages? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, maybe even less. 11, 12 pages. Not like 12 pages of actual manga, not including like the covers page and stuff like that. That's like really short. Like 13 at most if you want to include the cover page. But that's okay. This happens every now and again with One Piece. You get a bit of a short chapter. I'm just looking through it. It is just a lot of stuff. They do know what the big stuff is. What was I saying? I mean, I'm looking like, obviously, now they know where the transponder snail is. Now they know where, or, supposedly. It feels like that's where the transponder snail is going to be. I doubt they're going to do this whole thing and then be like, oh, that wasn't where the transponder snail was. But yeah. This giant robot, though, seems way powerful. They like they said it themselves. They're not able to do anything to it. But so yeah. I'm just looking through it. He talks about the Mother Flame. Now we know he created this energy source, just infinite energy. He thinks this is an incredible invention that's really gonna help the world and do a lot of good. York steals some of it. Gives it to the world government. They're able to use that to power ancient weapon, and they've got this crazy power now. Destroy Lelouchia, cause these earthquakes. The world is sinking, just like how it did all those years ago. I do think it's interesting. He brings up. Oh, where is it? He brings up Joy Boy. Oh, why can't I find it? He pretty much says like Joy Boy wanted to preserve these weapons, but why? Why would he want to preserve these weapons? And it's interesting because it almost felt like Vegapunk was maybe doubting Joy Boy and sort of being like, did he really know what was right and wrong? Yeah. Or maybe, yeah. Joy Boy attempted to preserve them for the future. Why would he do that for such... Am I getting mistaken? The text bubbles are slightly different here, so I was thinking maybe it's someone else talking, but no, that's definitely Vegapunk talking. And he says, Joy Boy attempted to preserve them for the future. Why would he do that for such dangerous things? Have we not sunk far enough? Who is the true evil here, and who fights the good fight? So he's just pretty much, he's just posing these questions, being like, Vegapunk just, he's not giving us anything. He's just being like us. Like, what is this? We need to look into this. He's pretty much just calling to action the people around the One Piece world. Like, hey, we need to actually question these things, look into them, instead of just kind of sitting idly by. But yeah, it does bring up an interesting question. Did Joy Boy really feel like these weapons were needed to fight the world government or something? But like for something so dangerous, it seems like an extreme, like a huge risk to take. And obviously we're seeing it now that the world government has that power. It's really bad. Luckily it does seem like, I mean, the other one is Poseidon, which is, Shirahoshi, and then we have the Pluton. So those are in good places for right now. So that is, overall, we do have the net positive, but still a bad situation to be in. Oh yeah, there was the stuff with Stussy. I just thought it was interesting how they talk about how she was attached to the people in CP0. Because yeah, they spent her life with them and stuff like that. It makes sense. Or not her whole life, obviously, but. And I do like how Edison tells her that's just proof of her humanity, which is a really good thing, just because Stussy clearly was questioning that stuff. And it's got to be really brutal to hear that. It's got to put you in a pretty terrible mindset if you're to think, oh, I'm just a clone of someone. Like, what place do I have in this world? So I do like that Edison says that. Yeah. I really want to see, like, what type of actions the rest of the world takes. I was just looking at, like, King Elisabella. Like, he rules an entire kingdom, and he's hearing all this stuff. Like, is he going to take some action? I don't know. I'm just thinking there might be a bunch of kingdoms around the world that start breaking off. Maybe not a whole lot, but there's going to be a good few, I feel like, that will remove themselves from the world government. And then, yeah, there's the thing with Ym at the beginning. Still, like, don't know what to make of it. I just, I really want to know more about that. And then, obviously, yeah, Rayleigh at the end. Just another great chapter. Every single time. Great. So, those are all my thoughts. You can tell me your thoughts on this chapter or on this video in the comments down below. Remember to save the blobfish, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.